Hello, everyone. Hope you're having an amazing evening. Come and join us in Miami TV. ¿Cómo están, amigos? Bienvenidos. ¿Qué pasó? Bienvenidos. ¿Cómo estamos? Espero de que estén muy bien. Ahora sí. Espero de que estén muy bien. Únanse a nosotros en Miami TV. Estamos en vivo y en directo para todos ustedes. Un fin de semana muy lluvioso por aquí en Tulum. No sé ustedes dónde están, pero ha empezado la temporada de huracanes y parece que vienen con todo. Así que por favor, cuídense. Bueno, los saludo en español y ahora continuamos el programa en inglés. What's up, everyone? Hope you're having an amazing evening. Join us. We are live right now in Miami TV. So I don't have your chat in the screen. I don't know if they know here, but so I'm not going to be able to read you. But I hope you guys are having a great day. Come and join us in Miami TV. And if you have something you want to interact about or talk about, please let me know. It has been a really, really rainy weekend here in Tulum and apparently also in Miami. So wherever you are, I hope you're staying safe. Apparently hurricane season is coming, and with everything this year. So we got to stay safe. We're blowing, we're trying to blow the hurricane another way or make it dissipate. So apparently it's working because it is moving away from Tulum as we speak. So yay! So send good vibes, guys, so we can make sure we remove that and it can go somewhere else or it can just disappear. Yes, that would be the perfect thing, right? Anyway, welcome. Let's begin with tonight's topic. If you are live with us, please let me know. Oh, there you go. Now I see you. Hi, Jerry Jose Veloso. ¿Qué es fofinha? Fofinha? Buenas noches, Jose. ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenido. Bueno, welcome, guys. Okay, so let's go with our topics for tonight. I'm going to answer some that were left on my X page or Twitter. I know how many of you, when was the last time you called it Twitter? I think I still call it that, and it's never going to get out of my mind because it's been so many years, calling it Twitter, that X is just kind of strange. Hey, Jenny, my wife has actually lost interest in sex. She is 55 years old, 10 years older than me. Is there anything I can do to rekindle her energy? Wow, okay, so first of all, the age doesn't matter. She could be however many years older or younger than you, and that doesn't really matter. Daniel, I hope the hurricane misses us too, but you know what? I don't rely on hope. I know it's not going to come. So I know we're going to have like a tropical storm, and it's going to be a lot of winds and a lot of rain. And the thing about Tulum, about the jungles, is that the amount of dirt that we have for the trees where the roots are is really low. It's like maybe about a meter or less, so too much rain just makes the trees fall down. So that's a pity, and that's when everybody was thinking about when they were doing the Mayan train, like, oh no, they're deforesting. I'm like, oh god, if people really knew like how many trees actually like just disappeared when hurricanes come or too much rain comes, or termites, you would not be crying so bad, about them taking out some trees to make a train go by, because nature has its own way of, I guess you could say, auto cleansing. Some die, other new ones come back in. So glad to start the week with you. Awesome, Luis. Thanks. Hey, Bill. Bienvenidos. ¿Cómo estamos? Okay, so you said your wife is 55 years old, 10 years older. Okay, so there's so many things that we have to consider when it comes to that. First of all is, at what age did she stop being interested in sex altogether? Is this something that just happened out of the blue, or did usually it's going to happen, successively, where it's going to start being a little bit more separated from you and a little bit more further out, and every time more and more like, oh, I have a headache or I have cramps, or so there's there's always going to be new excuses, unfortunately, especially as age goes by, because women tend to also feel less secure about themselves with their body, the way they look. Maybe they don't want you to see, to show themselves to you, or for you to feel their wrinkles. It's very normal, and every woman is going to go through this eventually. Okay, I feel like men don't care as much as women do about their physical appearance. Men just get fat and drink beer and pizza, and they're happy, and that's it. But women will always be a little bit more, on the Vogue side when it comes to our beauty. So that's one of the things, of course. So keep that in mind. Now, the reason why I asked, when did this start happening, is because there could be so many reasons why it's happening. It could be because she's going through menopause. Have you asked about this, by the way? Or when was the last time you actually did have an intimate relationship? And did you have? Sure, men care. You think so? Do you care about your wrinkles and stuff as much as women do? You're incredible. Thank you, Brian. Welcome. So the reason why I'm asking this is because there could also be that there could be some pain happening that you're maybe unaware of. So the last time that you were intimate with her, was there any kind of complaint? Do you even remember? How long ago was this? And I feel like there's so many men going through this. I've had plenty of these emails, so I don't mind talking about it again, because I feel like it's something that's normal in today's, thank you, Brian. Thank you for your videos. I feel like it's something normal in today's age, especially because of the lack of information about sexuality. And today's generations, it's changing a bit because there is so much more information coming about when it comes to sexuality. Did you know that there is an app now? I haven't downloaded it. I haven't used it. I don't remember the name of it, but it keeps being promoted to me, apparently because I talk about sex a lot. And it basically says, do you know what your vaginal fluids have to say about you? And then it has like a fish thing. It's like, does it smell like fish? Is it clear, or is it white, or is it white and thick? And this app was actually made by gynecologists. So if you think about it, there's every time there's more and more people being opened about sexuality and the actual health of your sexual intimate parts, because it's so huge. Every time and every year, there's more thousands of women in hospitals because of a bad use of their body in a sexual way. So, eventually they come out. They've already come out, but there's already little eggs, right? Eggs for healing the yoni, the vagina. Yoni is vagina in the tantra world, in case you didn't know. There's courses for this. There's practices. There's more information, more videos, more utensils, I guess you could say, because there is not enough information. And I'm really happy that this is happening, because I think that you can. It's going to take some time, but you could reverse it, just like everything else in your body. You could have a very saggy body, for example, and be 50 or 60 or 80, and you go to the gym, you start working out, and your body can get toned. Maybe not 100% as it used to, but it's going to get toned. Okay, so it's the same thing with your vagina, believe it or not. This is also a muscle. It's tissue and a muscle, so it's elasticity. So if you haven't used it in a while, it's going to deteriorate. And once you start practicing and you start using it again, then it could get tight again, it could get strong again, and it can get elastic again. It's really that simple, you guys. So I'm really sad to hear that there are so many men going through these cases with their wives where, where they're having these moments of just not having this connection with them, because you're lacking so much. You're lacking so much energy that you could be generating for yourself, for your family, for your health, for your protection overall. And it all basically lies down on your intimacy. When I say intimacy, by the way, I'm not talking about penetration or sex. I'm just talking about these butterflies, right, that you generate, and this current that you generate with excitement. If this isn't happening, then there's definitely so much that you're missing from life that it's not going to be as exciting. It's not going to be as exciting to be living with somebody like that, and it's really sad. So like I always say, the first things first would be communication. So talk about this. Why haven't we had sex in however many years or months? And are you going through something? A lot of people are ashamed to speak up when they are going through something physical. Even men. I have so many men actually even also emailing me or coming to me and saying, I can't have an erection, Jenny. Like, what am I supposed to do? There is so much you could do, even in a natural way, to balance your hormones that can help with this. And one of this is recommended by Barbara O'Neill. If you guys don't know who she is, you definitely should look her up, because man, she's like my god now when it comes to health. So she recommends yam cream. I know everybody's going to go online now and search yam cream. So apparently the yam cream is used to balance your hormones, and it takes about a year if you have a hormonal imbalance, which, to be honest, I think that everybody does, because of the amount of hormones that they put in chicken that we buy at the supermarket, the amount of hormones that a lot of food has that our body is not really used to. Even contraceptive pills, have hormones. So there are so many things that we've taken since we're young that has our hormones all over the place. So having an erectile dysfunction a lot of times has to do with your hormonal imbalance. So according to her, and she is very well educated in holistic, in homeopathic medicines and all that. So according to her, yam cream is the solution to balance your hormones, but it takes minimum a year to actually get your body back in check. So definitely try it out if this is something that you're going through. If this is something, by the way, I don't think you put it down there. I think that you actually put it in your lymphatic systems. So if I'm not mistaken, it's in your arm, it's in your legs. I actually bought it like a week ago. I don't think I have a hormonal imbalance, but I said, hey, I'm going to try this because I like trying things, and it can't hurt for anything. And you never know. Maybe there is a hormonal imbalance in some case. I lose a lot of hair, for example. My hair is extremely thin. Maybe that's a hormonal imbalance. So I know for women, she was explaining that it goes in these places, but for men, I'm not sure. So just look up Barbara O'Neill and look up yam cream for erectile dysfunction, and there has to be videos. We've also launched a new channel called Miami TV Health, where we have a lot of her videos there that you can look at, and I've handpicked some of these videos for you because they have to do with sexual health and a lot of things that we talk about. So it's great. So if you're interested, make sure you look at that as well. Anyway, so going back, so the amount of men that are out there that are ashamed to come out to their wife and say, "Hey, babe, I think this little dude is not working." Because they're like, maybe she's going to leave me. She's going to go with somebody else. Maybe she's going to think I'm not enough of a man for her, that I don't find her attractive anymore. And same thing for the woman, believe it or not. The woman, if a woman's going through pain and she doesn't want you to know, she's going to go through her own insecurities of saying, well, I have a headache, or no, I just, not tonight. And then tonight, just keeps going and going until it's years and you haven't even touched for years. So the only solution is the one that you can have. I mean, what's the point of going to therapy if you can just talk about it and get a solution for it? I mean, our bodies are perfect and beautiful, especially if there's love. So if there is something that is not working, you need to find a way to heal it. It's that simple. And you know what? The best way for you to heal these things is together, not alone, in your own. I've treated people, I remember when we did seminars in Spain, I had a woman one time brought her husband to me. She was very demanding. Spanish women are very like, and she was like, yeah, he can't get it up. He can't get it up. And she was basically like humiliating him in front of me. So I'm like, okay. So of course there I go and I do my whole review and ask some questions and stuff. And in the end, I mean, the guy was just super stressed, super toxic, super negative, but it also had to do with someone in the relationship having infidelity, and that brought a lot of negativity to the relationship. So of course in the end I had to have a talk with both of them. But there's so many things that the moment that you have this space between you when it comes to sexuality, eventually either one of you is going to end up looking outside, because come on, you're human and sex is a part of our life. Arousal is a part of life. It's a part of what makes this world beautiful. I mean, don't tell me it's not right that when you feel butterflies and when you feel excited and aroused, all of your problems just go away. They do. So mix that with love and a steady relationship and happiness and everything, and you have a perfect life, basically. Everything that's going to happen, anything that comes your way, you're going to be able to surpass, you're going to be able to overcome because you have that peace of mind and you have that support from your significant other. Now, if one of you chicken out and just say, I'm afraid that she'll leave me. No, buddy, she's gonna leave you if you stop, if you get separated from her, and the other way around. He's gonna leave you or he's gonna cheat on you if you just continue fading away because it's nature. I mean, you might love each other, but at the end of the day, you have needs. So is this something that you want? Obviously not. If not, you wouldn't be asking for it. So the first thing you need to do is communicate, ask, and take your own deductions into remembering. The last time you were together, was there complaints from your partner? You know, if it's a woman, was she saying, ow, or this hurts, or no, not like that, or not here, or not, and every time the complaining became worse. Because in that case, the problem is physical, okay? And it's her physical problem. And the reason why all these things are happening so much today, because we're talking about somebody that's 55 today, so a couple years back, you don't know, or maybe you do know the kind of lifestyle that they had when they were teenagers. So if there was a sexual assault, like a rape, or if there was a very toxic sexual relationship that she had, or maybe she had a boyfriend that was very big and even ruptured something. I mean, there is like so many outcomes and possibilities that could cause pain in the woman's vagina. You have no idea. Or maybe an ex-husband. I mean, these are things that normally people don't talk about, but the thing is that you are going to carry with the consequences. But the worst consequence is letting it win you and letting it win over your relationship. So talk about it and say, do you feel pain? And if she says, yes, I didn't want to talk about it, which usually that's what people do when they start feeling something that's abnormal, especially in their sexual areas, because they're not used to having these kind of communications. They just kind of shut down and say, well, I'm going to be alone in my sorrow and in my feelings and not tell anybody but my girlfriends, because that's what they do. Same thing with men. I'm going to tell my guys about it, my guys about it, but I'm not going to tell my wife. And they'll go and they'll sneak out to a doctor's appointment on their own. Oh, where are you going? Oh, no, nothing. I'm going grocery shopping. And then you come back with like a potato. So these things shouldn't happen, guys. These things, the fact that you're ashamed of speaking about something that has to do with your sexuality with somebody that you are supposed to be sharing a bed and you're supposed to be sharing your sexuality with shouldn't exist to begin with. So if it's happened and you've allowed it to happen, then shame on you. You also carry some of the blame, because you need to be so supportive to that person that they feel comfortable enough to tell you anything. And if they don't feel comfortable, you've done something wrong along the way. And that's why I'm saying shame on you, because you can't allow that. You can't allow your partner to feel like they can't have that confidence to tell you just absolutely everything. No way. So if there's pain, then obviously take a visit to the gynecologist, get some medical diagnostic, I guess you could say, and I'm sure they're going to give you good advice. But the thing is that you need to start slowly and start recuperating whatever's there. Something that I can also recommend is castor oil. So castor oil is the oil that it's very popular today. People are using it on their skin, on their body. I bathe with it basically, and I'm going to tell you, it's miracle. It's amazing, and because it's been starting to be used a lot, it's already been investigated that it actually heals the vaginal walls. So if this is something that you feel like there's pain and because there's a deterioration of the vagina, you can actually also apply castor oil, and it's supposed to, recuperate and heal the walls. Just like anything else. I mean, castor oil is one of those oils that it's the #1 oil that penetrates every single tissue of skin that you have. People use it on tumors. If you have a tumor anywhere, you basically just do these castor oil patches where you apply the oil on the towel and leave that on all night or as many hours as you can, so on on and so forth. It dissolves tumors, you guys. So there is no excuse for going through these situations as if nothing is happening. It's just a lack of information and a lack of you of actually wanting to find solutions for it. But the thing is, you're trying to find a solution. You came to me, so I'm glad you did. So yeah, try to figure out what's causing the separation to begin with. Maybe everything's just fine. Maybe physically everything is fine and she's not suffering any kind of physical problems down there, but she's just ashamed of her body or ashamed of herself. Or maybe you have drifted apart and the love is no longer there. And that is for you to find out and to make sure that you find out slowly and without offending and taking your time. Jenny, you really brighten my day. You make all my demons go away. Bind us together with spiritual glue. Never be afraid to try something new. Ooh. Hi, Kaiwan. I love you. Hey, guys. Hi, Italy. How are you? Paul. Hi, Magic Jenny. Hi. I like that, Magic Jenny. Buenas noches. Diosa de la energía. Todo bom, amigo. Mucha lluvia por acá. Hey, Michelle. Okay, so what you can do to rekindle each other's energy is first, have a grown-up conversation. That's what you could do. And second, try on going on some dates, try and go out to the movies. When was the last time you went on a date with your partner? Like, seriously. I mean, I'm not talking about like going to the grocery or going to your kid's recital. I'm talking about like an actual date. Like, you picked each other up from work and, dressed nice and dressed nice for each other, right? And you went out to dinner. And it doesn't matter where. It could be, well, I was going to say McDonald's. No, don't go to McDonald's. It could be something healthy, you guys, okay? It doesn't have to be an expensive place. That's what I was trying to say. Jenny, the spiritual advisor, kisses. Rattlesnake fights over land, but they never bite. Even wild animals have standards, but some humans don't. Maybe we can learn from animals. Right? No, like we need to learn how to trust each other. And you'd be surprised. Hi, Italy. Hi, Michelle. You'd be surprised how many men and women are out there sharing a same bed, sharing a same home, but being so incredibly apart from each other that you might as well just be living with a roommate. I mean, what's the point of being married at all if you're not going to have any affection, if you're not going to have any physical contact with the person? So that it kind of misses the point of why you're in a relationship to begin with. I mean, you have to cuddle, you have to kiss, you have to want to be next to the person, even if it's holding hands while you're watching a movie. But this weekend, if you guys don't get a hurricane like we do, I want you to make that your homework. I want you to take your couple out on a date. Surprise them. Bring some flowers in and say, hey, babe, I'm going to pick you up from work and we're going to go to the movies or we're going to go to dinner or we're going to go, I don't know, maybe it could be any kind of activity. Maybe you want to go to a trampoline center. I don't care. But, whatever rows your boat. Or you want to go ride your motorcycle somewhere. I think that's why bikers are so happy. Like every time we've filmed at the Leesburg Bike Fest, I love filming bikers and interviewing them because usually you see so many of them in long-lasting, settled relationships. And it's like they're an example. I mean, just by having that hobby of going out on your motorcycle and riding for hours, like, how that's gonna get you so close to your partner. And then you have others like they get their own bikes and they ride, but others you have the woman holding on to the man or vice versa. But if you can find something that you share a passion for together and do it, then even better. And what better than to travel? You don't have to go very far. It could be an hour or less, but at least you're changing the air, you're changing your ambience, and it's gonna get you close together because new experiences is especially what's going to give you new things to talk about. So if you're at your home and you're saying, oh, we have nothing else to talk about, then you've stopped living. Don't stop living. Give yourself the opportunity of having new experiences. Life is about having experiences. And what better if you can have an experience with somebody else and not alone, okay? So maybe you don't want to go ahead and directly start talking about, hey, babe, why did we stop having sex? Maybe you first want to invite her out to a date. and seeing how she reacts, seeing if there's still an interest on you. And then, after the day, you can ask and be like, so, I wanted to talk about why we've been so distant, intimately, and not to, and there's always going to be this immediate reaction of like defense, because men and women, we have this defense mechanism that immediately is going to jump out and start to feel like you start closing down. So whenever you do bring up a situation that's happening in your relationship, make sure that you take your time and that you breathe, because you might get any kind of reaction back, especially if the person doesn't want to talk about it. Okay, so you have to be ready to also face that. You have to be ready to say, okay, if it's serious, if obviously it's serious if they get offended and they don't want to talk about it. But that means that you're going to have to put more effort into gaining their trust. And you can even say, I'm supposed to be the person, that you married. I'm supposed to be the person that you decided that you want to spend the rest of your life with. How can we spend the rest of our life together if you can't talk to me about things that obviously have to do with our health? Because remember, sexuality is a part of your health and your well-being. I mean, even for men, you don't have sex for a while, you don't masturbate or anything, and you can have prostate problems. And women, same thing. Keeping those areas unused do have negative health consequences. So, and it's something really so silly. I mean, you're putting in a timeout, something that literally is like the resolution for a lot of the issues that you might be having. So I always talk about sex as Aladdin's lamp, right? And I always tell you guys, if you really know how to use it in love, right, in your relationship, and you know how to utilize it, you can do so much change in your life that you'd be surprised. So you already have something that a lot of people don't have. It's a steady relationship and someone that you love. So why would you not be exploiting it to the maximum and generating the energy to the maximum, discovering new pleasures? I mean, you're going to feel like you're 20 again. You just have to start slowly. So be ready for any comeback, be ready for any kind of defense mechanism, and make sure you respond in a very humble way. And like I just said, if we can't talk about this, then what could we, because the first thing that a woman's going to say is, oh, that's all you care about. Is that why you took me out to dinner? Is that why you took me out to the movies? So maybe you don't want to talk about it right away in the first date. Maybe you want to talk about it later on in the week, because that's an immediate reaction from a woman that's in a defense mechanism. And you're not going to be able to have a successful conversation. But eventually, after that date night, maybe throughout the week, you can, hey, can we talk? Can we talk? That's all you can say. Can we talk? And like, yes, what do you want to talk about? Well, I'm a little concerned that we've been fading apart so much, and every time it's more and more, and I want to make sure that you're okay, that we're okay. Yeah, why wouldn't I be okay? I mean, what kind of reaction are you going to get, right? Why wouldn't I be okay? Of course I'm okay. Okay, then why don't we have sex? It's like, oh, is sex the only thing that you think about? Is that why you're married to me? Because I'm your... That's the way that women will react. So you have to be ready for that comeback. And then you're going to come back into saying something like, no, I'm actually worried for your health. I'm worried, do you have pain down there? Is this something that, why don't we, seek guidance or go see someone together? I mean, we're missing out on something that is obviously beneficial for both of us. And yeah, make sure that whatever you're doing, you don't make it about yourself. You make it about both of you. Okay, so you are putting her health in first hand. So whenever she comes back at you saying something like, is that all you care about with just sex? You're going to respond with the total opposite, which is like, no, the thing is that if your sexuality isn't used, it actually has health problems that are going to backfire on you and also on me. So, this is part of life and this is normal. So, and try to find a way around it. All right, guys. Once I left my girlfriend because she treated me very badly. She justified it by saying she treated me the same as all her previous lovers. What? No, men are individuals, not all the same. Oh, that's messed up. Well, I'm glad you left that person, because that is definitely not fair. And yeah, that's another thing. I think a lot of women, I don't think men do this as much. I think women are a little bit more sensitive and probably, carry these, this shield, which is what we call it, with them for a longer time. But yeah, absolutely. You're individuals. And that's the thing that I always tell you when you meet someone, make sure you're open about everything because, hi, Martin. Awesome. It's like, I come home just to see you. Amazing. Because when you marry someone or when you get in a relationship with someone, you are indeed, bringing along all of their ghosts and karma that they've generated with other people. So they have to make sure that you both have to make sure that you're ready to overcome this change together. I hadn't thought this through, obviously. It's a little bit more complicated. Menopause for women and later on in life, the decrease of testosterone in men. Well, like I said, same thing. There is no age. You can be any age and you should be able to have intercourse without a problem. So, yeah, definitely check that yam cream. Thank you, James. Hi, David. How are you? I wouldn't call it the little dude. Maybe I would say, hey, babe. I know. I didn't know what to call it, okay? Whatever you call it. Hey, babe. The big guy is on R.I.P. Van Winkle trip. Why? I don't know, but he may be home soon. Yeah, you could put any kind of word to it. James, when a husband and wife have stopped talking to each other, that relationship is on the rocks. Absolutely. Now, sometimes the woman feels it's her fault because she cannot get an erection in the man. She starts to think that he's no longer interested in her. Yes. So that's when the guy really needs to open up to her. It's me, not you. My boy is just not cooperating right now. He's very lazy. Pinche way. I love it, David. Yeah, and that actually can happen both ways. The thing is that when one of you isn't working correctly, because remember, men have erectile dysfunctions, women have dryness, and dryness provokes a lot of pain, and that pain makes you not want to have sex. So, put two and two together and you have a disaster. So you want to make sure that you find solutions for these things, just like we were talking about earlier. And yeah, if you don't talk about it, then I feel like people usually just wait on and then go to a couples therapy to see if it'll be fixed. But the thing is that you're so deep in that you're just going to waste money and thousands of dollars in therapy when you could really just fix it yourself. So yeah, first things first, whichever one of you is having problems is going to immediately psychologically make the other person feel like it's their fault. So don't be mean, don't do that. Married, and we both travel a lot, very thing, but we'll still try to do the date thing. Oh, yeah, the date thing. Why not? I mean, come on. Like, it's like you worked so hard, right? And if you have kids, you worked your ass off to get your kids to college. So what do you work for? Like, traveling is great, but every week or every at least 2 weeks, I would say every week. If you're working your ass off, you deserve a date night every week, at least. Even if it's renting a movie on Netflix and getting popcorn in your house. But, minimum once a month, change the air and go. If you're in Miami, go to Key West, right? It's not so far. It's right there. There's a lot of things that don't necessarily take up a lot of money and you can do. But like I said, you want to search for new horizons and new experiences to be able to talk about, to be able to laugh about, to build up that relationship. If you're stuck and you're steady, then, yeah, you're going to get to the point where you're like, hey, what's up? Nothing, you? How's work? That was all right. How's yours? Same old thing. And that's going to be it. So, Jenny, you're like a supernova. Never let determination be over. If happy once, be happy again. That's nice, or be happy always, but Jenny's advice. Oh, I love you. Okay, guys, I told you that you're good in therapy, Jenny. Thanks. Joined in progress. Awesome, Alvin. It's 5:30 in Pakistan. Hi, Pakistan. Michelle, James Kermag, I love you. Thanks, Michelle. But YouTube has movies. Yes, YouTube has movies. That's very true. In fact, if you ever want to take a date weekend out to my paradise jungle here, Energy Tulum, I actually have a date night set up for couples here, and I bring out our projector outside, and you get to have a late night movie with popcorn under the stars of the jungle and watch a movie. And I rent it on YouTube. So, see? All right, guys. We're going to see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for confiding on me, of course. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, Jenny at miamitv.com. 1:34 a.m. in Scotland. Oh, wow. 5:30 in Costa Mesa. Oh, I love that you're sharing the times. That's amazing. So we are in, what is it? It's 7:30, 7:34 over here. Me, 5 years ago, I had an amazing girlfriend. She was far better than I could have hoped for. So I told her, if someone's wonderful, be appreciative. Yes, of course. If the person isn't appreciative of you, then they don't deserve you. It's really that simple. Can I, Jenny? Always trying to think about you. Thank you. That sounds amazing. Yes. Yeah, my place is like 100% made for couples to reunite. So, of course. All right, my loves. See you tomorrow. Have an amazing evening.